If you're over 65, the nuts you eat today could quietly support your heart and memory, or slowly work against them. Many older adults believe all nuts are healthy. A small handful, a simple snack, something doctors often recommend. But here's the uncomfortable truth. After 65, your body no longer processes fats, salts, and certain plant compounds the same way it once did. What helped you at 40 can strain you at 70. And a few popular nuts, especially the ones sold as healthy, may be doing far more harm than good. This isn't about fear, it's about awareness. As we age, digestion slows. Blood pressure becomes more sensitive. Inflammation rises more easily. And medications interact with foods in ways most people never warn you about. That's why some nuts can quietly increase swelling in the joints. Others may burden the kidneys with excess minerals, and a few can spike sodium or unhealthy fats without you realizing it, especially if you snack mindlessly while watching TV or reading. What makes this especially dangerous is how innocent it feels. A handful here, a small bowl there. Every day. Over months and years, these choices add up. Many seniors tell me, "I thought nuts were always a safe choice," or "I never imagined this could affect my blood pressure," and "No one ever explained this to me." And that's exactly the problem. Nutrition advice is rarely adjusted for aging bodies. Most labels are written for younger adults with faster metabolism and stronger digestion. After 65, the rules quietly change. The good news? This isn't about giving up nuts entirely. Far from it. Some nuts are incredibly supportive for seniors when eaten the right way, in the right amount, at the right time of day. They can help maintain steady energy, support heart health, and even assist with muscle maintenance and brain function as we age, but only if you know which ones to choose and which ones to leave on the shelf. In this video, we're going to talk calmly and clearly about 4 nuts seniors should seriously limit or avoid, and 4 nuts that can safely support your health when eaten daily in modest amounts. No extreme claims, no complicated science, just practical guidance designed for real adults over 65. What surprises most people is that one of the worst nuts, soinituidal, worst nuts, is commonly recommended in senior diet plans, and one of the best nuts is often ignored or misunderstood. And if you're eating nuts at night, with medications, or for heart health, the details matter more than you think. In the next part, I'll explain exactly why aging changes how your body reacts to nuts, and the common mistakes many well-meaning seniors make without realizing it. Did you know that as we get older, our bodies become wiser, but also a lot more sensitive? After the age of 65, things start to change. Our digestion slows down. Stomach acid is often lower. The liver processes fats more slowly, and our kidneys have to work harder to filter out excess minerals like sodium, phosphorus, and potassium. These changes are completely normal. They're just part of aging. But they also mean that foods we once considered harmless can have a very different effect later in life. Nuts are a perfect example. Nuts are what we call dense foods. They might be small, but they are packed with fats, minerals, and calories. For younger adults, this density is usually a good thing, but for seniors, it can be a double-edged sword. One of the most common mistakes many older adults make is assuming that all nuts are created equal. They're not. Some nuts are naturally high in omega-6 fats. When we get too much of these, especially without enough omega-3s, it can increase inflammation over time. This might show up as joint stiffness, swelling, or general discomfort that many seniors just blame on old age. Another mistake is eating nuts in large portions. A proper serving size is small, usually just what fits in a small, closed handful. But how many of us eat nuts by the bowl full, maybe while watching television or reading a book, without even noticing how much we've eaten? Because nuts are so calorie-dense, this can quietly lead to weight gain, sluggish digestion, or increased strain on our blood sugar balance, even if you don't have diabetes. A third common issue is salted and flavored nuts. Many packaged nuts are roasted in oils and then loaded with salt. Some even have added flavor powders that push the sodium content way higher than most seniors realize. After 65, blood pressure often becomes much more sensitive to salt. Even a modest increase can lead to fluid retention, bloating, or discomfort in the legs and ankles. And here's something many people overlook: how nuts interact with medications. Lots of seniors take medications for blood pressure, cholesterol, or heart support. Certain nuts are very high in specific minerals. When you eat them daily and in excess, they might compete with how your body balances fluids and electrolytes. Now, this doesn't mean nuts are dangerous. It just means we need to choose them wisely. So let's talk briefly about 4 types of nuts seniors should probably limit or avoid. Not because they're bad, but because they're often mismatched with an aging body. First on the list are those heavily salted mixed nuts. The combination of salt, roasted oils, and the tendency to overeat them makes them one of the least senior-friendly choices. Second are honey-roasted or sugar-coated nuts. They might taste mild, but those added sugars can spike your energy quickly and then cause a crash, which seniors feel much more strongly than younger adults. Third, be mindful of large amounts of cashews. Cashews are soft and really easy to overeat. They're also a bit higher in certain carbohydrates compared to other nuts, which can affect your blood sugar balance when you eat them freely. And fourth are nuts roasted in refined vegetable oils. These oils can be unstable at high heat and may contribute to inflammation over time, especially when you consume them regularly. Again, this is all about frequency and quantity, not about panic. Now, here's the encouraging part. Some nuts are especially well tolerated by seniors. They digest more gently, provide steady energy, and support the heart and muscles when eaten in small daily amounts. But another common mistake is avoiding nuts altogether out of fear. And that's a real loss. The right nuts can be deeply supportive after 65. They can help you feel satisfied between meals, provide the healthy fats needed for an aging brain, and offer plant-based protein that's often easier to chew and digest than many meats. The key is to practice intentional eating, not automatic snacking. In the next part of this series, I'll walk you step by step through simple, realistic daily habits for seniors. We'll cover how to eat nuts safely, which ones to choose, how much is enough, and the best time of day to enjoy them. These are habits designed for real life. No extremes, no complicated rules. Let's slow this down and make it practical. This isn't about perfection. It's about building small, steady habits that fit into real life, especially for those of us over 65. I'm going to share some medically safe, realistic daily practices. There are no extremes and no strict rules here. I'll walk you through them step by step. Let's start with daily habit number 1. Choose the right core 4. Nuts. After 65, simplicity really is best. Instead of trying to eat all sorts of nuts, let's focus on 4 senior-friendly options that are generally easier on digestion and have a better balance of fats. First up, walnuts. Walnuts contain healthy fats that support the aging brain and heart when you eat them in small amounts. They're also soft, easy to chew, and very satisfying. Just 1 or 2 walnut halves is a perfect serving. Second on our list, almonds. Go for raw or dry roasted, and always unsalted. Almonds provide gentle plant protein and fiber, helping you feel full without that heavy feeling. Remember to choose plain almonds, no honey coating or heavy salt. Third, pistachios, also unsalted. Pistachios are lighter than many other nuts, And a fun bonus is that their shells naturally encourage you to eat slower. This helps prevent overeating. A small handful is plenty. And fourth, macadamia nuts, but only in small amounts. These are rich and satisfying, so you naturally eat less. They're best enjoyed just occasionally, not in large daily portions. You don't need to eat all 4 every day. Just choose one type each day and rotate through them during the week. This reduces digestive strain and keeps your nutrient intake balanced. Now, for daily habit number 2. Respect the senior portion size. This one habit alone can make a huge difference. After 65, our bodies just don't need large quantities to get the benefits. A healthy nut portion for seniors is small, about 1 tablespoon, a small closed handful, or around 6 to 10 nuts, depending on the type. That's it. More is not better. Eating large amounts can lead to heavy digestion, bloating, feeling sluggish, and it might even reduce your appetite for your actual meals. A helpful trick is to pre-portion your nuts. Instead of eating right out of the bag, put your serving in a small bowl. When it's gone, you're done. This removes the guesswork and mindless snacking. Remember, nuts are a supplement to your meals, not a replacement for them. Let's move on to daily habit number 3. Eat nuts at the right time of day. Timing matters more than most people realize. The best time for seniors to eat nuts is either mid-morning or in the early afternoon. At these times, our digestion is typically at its strongest, so the body can use the fats more efficiently. The energy you get from the nuts feels steady, not heavy. Try to avoid eating nuts late at night, right before bed, or immediately after a very large meal. At night, nuts can feel heavy and might disturb your sleep. After a big meal, they can slow down digestion even more. If you really enjoy nuts in the evening, just keep it minimal. A few pieces, chewed very slowly. Another great habit is to pair nuts with something light, like a small piece of fruit, some plain yogurt, or a warm cup of tea. This helps support digestion and prevents stomach discomfort. Daily habit. 4 is all about preparing nuts the senior-friendly way. How your nuts are prepared matters just as much as which ones you choose. The best options are raw, dry roasted, and unsalted. Try to avoid nuts that are fried in oils, heavily salted, or coated in sugar or flavor powders. These additions can quietly strain our aging systems over time. If you find nuts hard to digest, here's a gentle technique to try. Soaking them. You can soak almonds or walnuts in water for a few hours or even overnight. Then, just rinse them and store them in the refrigerator. This softens their texture and makes them much easier to chew and digest. You don't have to soak all nuts, just the ones that feel heavy for you. Another important habit is to chew slowly. Nuts require proper chewing. Rushing them only increases digestive discomfort. Take your time, enjoy the texture, and let your digestion begin in the mouth. Finally, daily habit number 5. Treat nuts as support, not medicine. This is a mindset shift that many seniors find incredibly helpful. Nuts are not cures. They are not treatments. They are supportive foods. Their role is to add healthy fats, provide gentle protein, support steady energy, and help you feel satisfied between meals. They work best alongside a balanced diet of vegetables, fruits, lean proteins, and proper hydration. If a certain nut consistently makes you feel uncomfortable, bloated, or heavy, listen to your body. No single food is mandatory. Our aging bodies give us clearer feedback, especially when we slow down enough to notice it. Consistency is far more important than quantity. A small amount, eaten calmly most days of the week, is much more helpful than large portions eaten only occasionally. These habits aren't about restriction. They're about aligning your food choices with the needs of a 65-plus body. And here's the most important thing to remember. You don't need to fix decades of habits overnight. Small, gentle changes are what bring the greatest benefits over time. In our next video, I'll talk directly to you about reassurance, why it's not too late, why your body can still respond positively, and how simple daily choices like these can support your strength and confidence moving forward. If you're listening to this in your late 60s, 70s, or beyond, I want you to hear this clearly. It is not too late. The body is remarkably responsive, even later in life, when it's given steady, respectful care. Not extreme changes, not strict rules, just calmer, wiser daily choices. Many seniors believe that if they didn't eat right earlier in life, the opportunity has passed. That simply isn't true. After 65, the goal shifts. It's no longer about chasing perfect nutrition. It's about reducing unnecessary strain and supporting what still works well. Choosing the right nuts, in the right amount, at the right time, is a small example of that shift. You're not taking something away. You're refining. Every time you choose unsalted nuts instead of heavily flavored ones, you reduce excess sodium. Every time you stop at a small portion instead of eating from the bag, you protect digestion. Every time you chew slowly and eat intentionally, you support comfort and energy. These changes don't demand willpower. They require awareness, and awareness grows naturally when you feel better. Many older adults notice subtle improvements within weeks. Things like less heaviness after snacks, a better appetite at meals, more stable energy through the day, and greater confidence around food choices. Nothing dramatic, just steadier days. That's what healthy aging often looks like. Quiet progress. It's also important to release guilt. If you've been eating nuts that don't suit you, you didn't fail. You probably just weren't given age-specific guidance. Now you have it, and you can move forward gently. Another comforting truth is this: you don't need to do everything at once. You can start with one habit. Maybe it's switching to unsalted nuts, or maybe reducing your portion size, or just choosing a better time of day to eat them. One small change, practiced consistently, is enough to support the body's natural balance. Health after 65 is not built in dramatic moments. It's built in quiet routines, and food should never feel like a source of anxiety. It should feel supportive, familiar, and calm. If this information helped you think differently about nuts and aging, take that as a sign you're paying attention to your body. And that matters. Listen to how you feel after meals. Notice what leaves you comfortable and energized. And trust that your body still communicates clearly when you slow down enough to hear it. If you found value here, consider continuing to learn about senior-friendly nutrition and habits that support strength, balance, and independence over time. Not because you're trying to fix yourself, but because you deserve care that matches your stage of life. Take it one day at a time. One small choice at a time. Your body is still working with you. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe for more tips on healthy aging.